long-forgotten stone circles, towering amidst the foggy European plains. Enigmatic labyrinths, chiseled into rocks by the hands of unknown masters. Ancient structures, whose stones hold secrets that defy explanation by modern science. Europe is not just the cradle of our known civilization, but also the guardian of 15 extraordinary architectural mysteries, before which even the most experienced archaeologists of our time are powerless. Today, we embark on a journey to places where official history meets the inexplicable. You will see ancient tombs within which strange energy spikes are still recorded, and massive stone blocks connected with such incredible precision that not even a knife's edge can pass between them. How could our ancestors, without modern technologies, create such perfect structures? Who actually built the mysterious towers and castles of which local legends speak, claiming that they were built not by people? And why, in ruins dating back thousands of years, are artifacts found that completely contradict our understanding of the past? Prepare to learn about European architectural wonders, the existence of which casts doubt on everything we know about human history. Before we delve into the mysteries of continental Europe, it is impossible not to pause at the most famous and perhaps most enigmatic megalithic complex in the world, the magnificent Stonehenge, whose colossal stones have stood silently for more than 4,500 years on the plains of Salisbury in southern England. This stone circle, composed of massive vertical slabs topped with horizontal lintels, is like a frozen melody of antiquity, continuing to resonate through the centuries. Imagine these monumental stones, some weighing up to 40 tons, brought from quarries located 280 miles away from the construction site. How could a primitive society of the Bronze Age transport these colossal boulders over such distances? By what roads? With what mechanisms? Traditional archaeological theories suggest the use of wooden sledges, wooden rollers, and thousands of workers. But even modern engineers recognize that such an operation would present a complex logistical challenge even today. What is even more astonishing is the astronomical precision of the complex. The main axis of Stonehenge is ideally oriented towards the point of sunrise on the summer solstice, while other lines indicate key astronomical events. How could the builders, presumably without writing, calculate these complex astronomical cycles with such remarkable accuracy? Some researchers assert that Stonehenge was an ancient observatory, others see it as a ritual center, and still others consider it a place of healing. Geophysical investigations in recent years have revealed dozens of hidden structures around the main complex: pits, channels, smaller stone circles, forming a complex system that stretches for many kilometers. What is even more remarkable is that acoustic experiments have shown that the stone construction possesses unique acoustic properties, creating unusual echo effects and resonances. Were these properties accidental, or did the ancient builders intentionally create a sound architecture for their rituals? Local legends attribute the creation of Stonehenge to the magician Merlin, who is said to have transported the stones from Ireland with the help of magic. Although this story seems fantastic, it may contain a kernel of truth, perhaps preserving a memory of technology so extraordinary that it appeared to be magic to simple people. An intriguing theory was proposed by British engineer Harry Solstice, who, after many years of research, suggested that the builders of Stonehenge could have used acoustic levitation, a technique where sound waves of a certain frequency create a field capable of lifting heavy objects. Modern experiments with ultrasound demonstrate the possibility of levitation of small objects. But could the ancient people have mastered a more perfect version of this technology? Another mystery is associated with strange energy anomalies detected inside the stone circle. Sensitive instruments register inexplicable fluctuations in the magnetic field, especially during solstices and equinoxes. Some visitors describe a sensation of electric tingling upon touching the stones at certain moments. What is this? Natural geomagnetic phenomena, or the result of a special construction created by ancient engineers? Recent archaeological discoveries have only added to the enigma of Stonehenge. In 2014, with the help of a ground-penetrating radar, 17 previously unknown ritual structures were discovered around the main complex, indicating the existence of a vast ceremonial landscape stretching for many kilometers. This suggests that Stonehenge was only the central element of a much larger and more complex sacred space. Analysis of the remains of people buried nearby showed that some of them came from very distant regions, including modern Switzerland and even the Mediterranean. Was Stonehenge an international centre of pilgrimage in those distant times? Did it possess a reputation as a place of special power, attracting people from all of Europe? Another remarkable detail. Some of the stones of Stonehenge, known as the blue stones, possess unique acoustic properties. They produce a ringing sound reminiscent of a metallic gong when struck. Was this a coincidence, or were the ancient builders specifically selecting these stones for their acoustic qualities for some unknown rituals? As we learn more about Stonehenge, its mystery only deepens. Official science can explain certain aspects of its creation, but the full picture continues to elude us, as if the ancient builders intentionally encrypted their knowledge in stone, leaving a mystery that we are still unable to solve. But Stonehenge is only the first stop on our journey through the enigmatic architectural structures of Europe. Now let us travel to the continent where, amidst the dense forests of France, lies another no less mysterious megalithic complex, Carnac. The Callanish Stones, located on the island of Lewis in Scotland, represent not only a remarkable monument of ancient architecture, but also one of the most intriguing enigmas of the megalithic era. These magnificent stone constructions, dating back approximately 5,000 years, tower over the rugged Scottish landscape, seemingly guarding the secrets of the past that have puzzled researchers and adventurers for centuries. Imagine standing on this wind-swept island, feeling the cool sea breeze caress your face, and gazing at the massive stones standing in strict order, like warriors ready for battle. Legends of the local inhabitants claim that these stones are petrified giants, transformed into stone as punishment for their pride. But what was the true purpose behind the erection of this enigmatic complex? Archaeologists have yet to reach a consensus on its function. Some believe that Callanish could have served as a site for rituals connected to ancestral cults or solar religion, while others suggest it was an observatory, using astronomical observations to determine the time of sowing and harvesting. How was such a complex structure built in prehistory when the technologies we possess today were unavailable? Evidence indicates that the stones were brought from another part of the island, and their transportation remains a mystery. How did the ancient builders manage this task without modern machinery and tools? Some researchers propose that they may have used simple wooden sleds and the strength of their fellow villagers. But even this would have required significant effort and organization. The Callanish stones also possess unique acoustic properties. Under certain conditions, one can hear the wind passing between them, creating enchanting sounds that may have been part of the rituals of ancient people. But what if these sounds were not accidental? What if they were part of a mysterious pagan practice of which we know nothing? Furthermore, the vicinity of the complex has yielded evidence of burials, raising numerous questions. Were these stones a place of worship where ancestors gathered to honor their departed? Or did they serve a greater purpose than merely a ritual platform? Some researchers suggest that the complex could have been part of a vast network of megalithic structures connecting different regions and cultures, testifying to the high level of development of societies at that time. But what was the true purpose of these structures? What was their connection to ancient beliefs and rituals? With each new discovery related to the Callanish stones, the mystery only deepens and the questions multiply. Archaeological research continues, and each new finding only fuels interest in this enigmatic place. Perhaps the true purpose of the Callanish stones was hidden in their very structure and form, a kind of code that we are still unable to decipher. But this is not the only enigma we will encounter on our journey through the world of ancient secrets. From the island of Lewis, we will move on to no less mysterious sight: the mysterious stone circles scattered along the coast of Ireland, where each structure holds its own history and secrets, waiting for someone to unravel them. The Giant's Causeway, located on the coast of Northern Ireland, is one of the most enchanting natural mysteries, surrounded by legends and myths for centuries. This unique basalt formation, consisting of approximately 40,000 hexagonal columns, majestically rises from the water, resembling a gigantic staircase leading to infinity. Standing on this mystical place, Feeling the salty sea breeze and hearing the sound of waves crashing against the rocks, it is impossible not to ponder the secrets hidden within this natural wonder. Scientists explain the origin of the Giant's Causeway as a result of volcanic activity that occurred more than 600 million years ago, when lava, cooling, formed these remarkable multi-sided columns. However, despite scientific explanations, ancient legends tell a different story. They claim that this was a road built by giants to cross the sea and reach Scotland, where, according to legend, their rival, the giant Finn McCool, lived. How could such incredible beings as giants create such a grand structure? It may be just a fantasy, but in Irish culture, myths about giants fighting each other are passed down from generation to generation, leaving traces in the collective consciousness of the people. The columns themselves, framed by rugged cliffs and green hills, evoke admiration with their ideal order, as if they were carved by skilled hands, not created by nature. But what if these myths contain a grain of truth? Some researchers suggest that in ancient times, these lands might have been inhabited by giants, and their knowledge of construction and architecture might have exceeded all our notions. Could such ancient civilizations, about which we know nothing, have really existed? Looking at the Giant's Causeway, it is impossible not to ask, what would life on this land have looked like if giants had really existed? It is also remarkable that in this place many artifacts have been found, confirming the presence of ancient people who might have used this place as a sacred site. Some believe that the Giant's Causeway could have served as a place for rituals related to the worship of natural forces, but what exactly were they trying to honor? Perhaps these stone structures served not only as a connection with the spirit world, but also as observatories, allowing ancient people to observe celestial phenomena. While scientists continue to study this place, uncovering new mysteries, the enigma of the Giant's Causeway remains unsolved. Looking at this natural beauty, one can feel how history and mythology intertwine, leaving us only hints about the true essence of this magnificent place. But this is not all the mysteries that Northern Ireland hides. Let us move on to the next mysterious place, the ancient circles, which also keep their secrets, waiting for someone to decipher them. What were their true purposes? And what stories could they tell us about the ancient peoples who inhabited these lands? The labyrinths of Gotland Island in Sweden represent one of the most mysterious and intriguing enigmas of antiquity, shrouded in a veil of myths and secrets that have captivated researchers and adventurers for over 3,000 years. These stone structures, situated on the picturesque rocky coasts, resemble gigantic spiderwebs woven from massive boulders that have become part of the landscape. When you step onto these ancient labyrinths, feeling the cold stone beneath your feet and hearing the whisper of the wind, you can't help but wonder what secrets lie hidden behind their winding paths. Scholars believe that these labyrinths may have served as sites for rituals or symbols, possibly used in religious ceremonies by ancient peoples who inhabited these lands. But how could simple stone constructions hold such profound significance for people who lived here more than 3,000 years ago? There are various theories about the purpose of these labyrinths. Some researchers suggest that they could have been sacred paths leading to a central area where important rituals or meditations took place, while others believe that these labyrinths symbolized the path of life, filled with challenges and trials that one must overcome. How could such complex constructions have been created without modern technologies? Could our ancestors possess knowledge and skills that have been lost over time? Within the labyrinths, surrounded by quiet fields and boundless expanses, one can feel the atmosphere of antiquity and mystery. The labyrinths of Gotland are astonishingly precisely carved, and their walls, framed by green grass and colours, seem to preserve endless stories of ancient priests and wise men who may have conducted their rituals here. Travelling through such places, you cannot help but ask, what could their creators have seen? What secrets did they take with them into the afterlife? However, these labyrinths are not the only mystery hidden on Gotland. Around them, there are also other enigmatic artefacts, similar to ancient kurgan mounds and stone altars, which also raise many questions. Some local legends tell that these structures could have served as sites for sacrifices or been connected to ancient cults that worshipped gods of fertility and harvest. The more we study these labyrinths and their surroundings, the more questions arise. What was the true purpose of these constructions, and what influence did they have on the lives of ancient people? Why, despite numerous studies, do we still not have a clear answer to these questions? The labyrinths of Gotland, surrounded by silence and the grandeur of nature, continue to keep their secrets, inspiring awe and curiosity in anyone who dares to set foot on their lands. Some believe that these stone walls contain knowledge that could change our understanding of history. But what if behind these enigmas lies something even greater? Do you think there are similar labyrinths in other corners of the world, waiting to be discovered? What else could be hidden in the shadows of our history, ready to reveal its secrets to those who dare to explore them? The castle of Hohenwerfen, situated on a rocky cliff in the picturesque Austria, is one of the most mysterious medieval fortresses ever built. Its dark walls, rising high above the green landscape, seem to hold within them a multitude of secrets and unsolved histories. Built in the 12th century, this castle was not only a strategic point for defense against enemies, but also a place where the fates of many people intertwined. But what exactly is hidden in its underground chambers? Researchers descending narrow staircases into the darkness discover artifacts here that challenge all familiar notions of time and place of their creation. How could these strange objects end up in a castle built many centuries ago? Some findings, such as unusual tools and mysterious symbols, do not correspond to the epoch in which the castle was built. How did they get there? Some theories suggest that they might be connected to more ancient civilizations that left their mark in these places. But how is that possible if historical chronicles do not mention such cultures? Perhaps Hohenwerfen was not just a fortress, but a place where different epochs and cultures intersected, leaving behind only riddles. Legends about the castle are no less intriguing. They say that ghosts inhabit its underground chambers, guarding the secrets hidden in the dark corners. Local residents tell stories of strange sounds heard on dark nights, and sometimes even of shadows darting quickly between the walls. It might all be just a product of imagination, but such stories evoke a sense of awe and make one wonder, what if the walls really do harbour the spirits of those who once lived here? No less intriguing is the castle itself, which attracts an ever-increasing number of tourists and researchers each year. Its mighty walls, framed by beautiful landscapes, appear unassailable, but behind them lie dark secrets. The multitude of corridors and underground rooms, filled with cold air, lead to unknown places where every stone could tell a story. How must it have felt to be the castle's owners as they walked through these very corridors, filled with secrets and mysteries? There are also speculations that Hohenwerfen served as a place for secret gatherings and rituals connected to occultism or ancient beliefs. Some researchers have analysed the findings and concluded that they might be linked to ceremonies that were conducted here in the past. But what was the true purpose of these rituals? And what ancient knowledge might have been lost over time? The castle of Hohenwerfen and its underground chambers continue to remain a mystery, intriguing not only historians, but also lovers of secrets. Some believe that here might be buried knowledge that could change our understanding of the past. But what if behind these findings lie not only artifacts, but also keys to understanding ancient civilizations? What is the true history of this castle, and what secrets does it still hold, waiting to be discovered? Perhaps similar mysteries exist in other corners of the world, hiding endless possibilities for exploration and discovery. How many more secrets await us in the fascinating journey through the pages of history? The Bruzan dolmens, situated on the picturesque hills of France, represent one of the most mysterious and majestic archaeological discoveries left to us from ancient civilizations. These gigantic stone tombs, dating back approximately 5,000 years, not only impress with their scale, but also evoke deep admiration for their precise orientation towards celestial bodies, which challenges our understanding of the technological progress of those times. How could people, without modern tools, create such monumental structures perfectly aligned with the sun and stars? Each dolmen, with its massive stone slabs, seems to hold secrets waiting to be revealed. What was the true function of these enigmatic constructions? Perhaps they served not only as burial sites, but also as ritualistic platforms for ancient ceremonies connected to astronomy and spirituality. Local legends tell of how, at night, when the moon illuminates the surroundings, one can hear the whispers of ancestors who once used these places to communicate with higher powers. But how is this possible? How could our ancestors know about such astronomical phenomena that we are only beginning to understand with modern science? Some scientists suggest that the dolmens were connected to ancient calendars used to track the changes of the seasons and predict lunar and solar eclipses. However, despite all the research, these assumptions remain only hypotheses. What was the true nature of these tombs? Perhaps they stored knowledge about the cycles of life and death, rebirth, and transformation. Many mysteries remain unsolved, such as how such a level of astronomical knowledge could have been achieved in a society that, according to historical records, used only the most primitive tools. Moving from the dolmens to other archaeological findings, we encounter numerous artifacts located in close proximity to these tombs. Unusual objects, such as mysterious stone spheres and intricate carvings, raise even more questions than answers. Some researchers suggest that these artifacts might be related to rituals aimed at venerating celestial bodies. But how do they fit into the overall picture of ancient culture? There is also a theory that the dolmens were part of a larger network of sacred sites stretching across all of Europe, uniting different tribes and cultures into a single spiritual system. But who were these people who left behind such monumental structures? Could they have been bearers of knowledge that we will never be able to comprehend? Researchers trying to solve this mystery face numerous obstacles, and each new artifact only adds fuel to the fire of intrigue. In the end, the Bruzan dolmens remain an unsolved enigma that continues to stir the minds of both scholars and enthusiasts of mysteries. How many more places like this exist, hiding ancient knowledge and wisdom? And what if these stone tombs are just the tip of the iceberg of ancient civilizations that once roamed this land, leaving behind a trail of mysteries? Each new discovery opens a door to a world full of wonders and unexplored possibilities, making us ponder how many more secrets our planet holds, waiting to be revealed. Drowned ruins of Loch Oich, hidden beneath the waters of one of the most mysterious lakes in Scotland, represent another captivating chapter in the Book of Ancient Mysteries, waiting to be revealed. These megalithic remnants, discovered in the 21st century, seem to emerge from the depths of history, reminding us that even the deepest waters can harbour secrets of which we are not aware. How could such massive and complex constructions end up underwater if no chronicle recorded their existence? This place, shrouded in legends and myths, holds many questions. What civilization built these enigmatic structures, and what role did they play in the lives of ancient people? Initially discovered by archaeologists in the 2000s, these ruins sparked genuine excitement among researchers and historians. Structures consisting of massive stone blocks located at the bottom of the lake resemble ancient megalithic monuments like Stonehenge. However, their exact purpose remains unclear. How could our ancestors, living thousands of years ago, create such grand constructions? And why were they left to sink into the waters of Loch Oich? Some scientists suggest that these buildings could have been part of a sacred site or ritual complex dedicated to worshipping water spirits or gods associated with water. But how does this theory align with the absence of historical records that could confirm these assumptions? Legends of the local inhabitants also add a touch of mystique to this place. They say that on sunny days, when the water of the lake is calm, one can see the shadows of ancient structures emerging from the surface, as if calling us to unravel their secrets. What purpose was embedded in this architecture if it was designed to be hidden from sight? Some researchers propose that these structures could have served as astronomical observatories, helping ancient people track the movements of celestial bodies. But how could they know about such phenomena, given that they did not have modern technologies? There are also more speculative theories suggesting that the ruins of Loch Oich might be connected to mythical lost lands mentioned in ancient traditions. Perhaps these structures were part of a civilization that preceded the known cultures and disappeared without a trace, leaving behind enigmatic monuments that we are yet to decipher. What happened to this civilization? How could they vanish without leaving any trace, except for the stone evidence of their existence? From the drowned ruins of Loch Oich, we can move on to other mysterious places where traces of ancient cultures are preserved. For example, not far from this lake, there are mysterious circles of stones and other megalithic structures that stretch over many kilometres. How are they connected to the ruins of Loch Oich? Were they part of the same culture? Or do each of these structures represent a separate chapter in the history of humanity? In this way, the drowned ruins of Loch Oich remain an unsolved mystery, prompting us to reflect on how many more secrets the Earth still hides. How many other similar places await discovery and the unraveling of their mysteries? These questions remain open, reminding us that our understanding of history is just the tip of the iceberg, with an infinite ocean of ancient enigmas lying beneath. The dolmens of Carnac, located on the picturesque hills of Brittany in France, represent another captivating chapter in the endless book of ancient mysteries. These megalithic complexes, whose age exceeds 6,000 years, seem to be ancient guardians standing at the threshold of time, continuing to evoke wonder and admiration among researchers. How could our ancestors, without modern technologies, create such monumental structures that still awe us with their precision and harmony? Massive stone blocks, meticulously arranged in lines and circles, form enigmatic alleys leading to the dolmens. Stone tombs that create an atmosphere of mystery and antiquity. But for what purpose were these complexes built? Many scholars have suggested that dolmens could have served as places of burial or ritual centers where ancient people conducted ceremonies connected with the veneration of their ancestors. However, how can we explain the precise arrangement of these stones, which seems to hint at some astronomical or geometrical concept? Some researchers assert that dolmens could have been part of a larger system connected with the observation of celestial bodies. How could ancient builders, without telescopes and precise instruments, know the significance of stars and planets? It is possible that this knowledge was passed down from generation to generation, based on observations and intuition. But what is even more intriguing is the fact that in the region of Carnac, there are more than 3,000 megaliths arranged in ideal geometrical formations, which causes bewilderment and raises many questions. Some researchers suggest that these stones might be connected with ancient rituals aimed at interacting with the cosmos or natural forces. What role did these stones play in the lives of the people who built them? And what were they trying to convey to future generations? Legends about these dolmens are filled with mystery and magic. It is said that at night, when the moon illuminates the stones, one can hear the whispers of ancient spirits that may be guarding their secrets. What purpose was embedded in these constructions if they were meant to remain hidden from the eyes of posterity? Some local residents believe that dolmens are portals to other worlds, and that those who can decipher their mysteries will gain knowledge inaccessible to ordinary people. But how do these myths and legends relate to reality? And do they contain any kernels of truth? There are also numerous theories that the dolmens of Carnac might be connected with other megalithic structures around the world. What are the connections between these monuments and those found in other countries? Some researchers suggest that over the centuries, there were cultural exchanges and migrations that led to the creation of similar structures in different corners of the planet. But how can we explain identical constructions that appeared in such remote places as Stonehenge in England or the temples on Easter Island? From the dolmens of Carnac, one can move on to other enigmatic places where traces of ancient cultures are preserved. For example, in the vicinity of Carnac, there are other megalithic monuments that continue to attract the interest of researchers. How are they connected to the dolmens? Were they parts of the same culture? Or does each of these constructions represent a separate chapter in the history of humanity? Thus, the dolmens of Carnac remain an unsolved mystery that makes us ponder how many more secrets our world hides. How many other similar places await discovery and deciphering of their mysteries? These questions remain open, reminding us that our understanding of history is just the tip of the iceberg, behind which lies an endless ocean of ancient enigmas. What other heritage of our ancestors is waiting for its time to be discovered and understood? The stone ship of Ayla, located in the picturesque Skåne region of Sweden, represents one of the most enigmatic megalithic constructions remaining from ancient civilizations. This impressive structure, approximately 67 meters long, resembles a ship frozen in time, continues to bewilder researchers and history enthusiasts. How could such a grand structure have been created in the distant past? When people were able to construct something so monumental, yet its true purpose remains unexplained to this day. Is it a tomb, a temple, or a symbolic element reflecting the cosmic perception of ancient Scandinavians? One of the most intriguing aspects of the stone ship of Ale is its form, which undoubtedly evokes thoughts of maritime voyages and connection to the water element. Perhaps this structure served as a burial place for high-ranking individuals, allowing them to embark on their final journey to another world. But how can we explain the fact that in some places, the ship is surrounded by massive stones that clearly indicate that the ancient builders invested both practical and mystical significance into this structure? There are theories suggesting that the stone ship of Ale could have been a site for rituals connected to sea deities, who played a crucial role in the lives of ancient people. How could they venerate their gods if even in our time, the correct interpretation of this structure remains unclear? Some researchers propose that the stone ship was part of a larger network of cult objects designed for communication with supernatural forces. But what specific mysteries does it hold? Local legends claim that at night, when the moon reflects in the waters surrounding this stone monument, one can hear faint sounds that resemble the whispers of ancient sailors. Perhaps these are the spirits of those who once sailed on this ship, eager to share their stories with those who can hear them. But how do these myths and legends relate to the real facts? Research has shown that on the site of the stone ship, remains of various animals and objects were found, which could support its ritual significance. However, despite all these findings, the final answer to the question of the purpose of Ale remains unanswered. How is it possible that this structure, which could have been a key to understanding ancient beliefs, remains shrouded in mystery? From the stone ship of Ale, one can move on to other enigmatic megalithic monuments scattered around the world. Comparing them, one can notice a remarkable similarity in their forms and sizes, which makes one ponder about possible cultural exchanges between different peoples. Could ancient civilizations, without modern means of transportation, have created similar structures based on shared beliefs and rituals? Or is this just a coincidence, without any historical basis? Such questions continue to puzzle researchers who strive to uncover the secrets hidden in the stones. The stone ship of Ale and its mysteries are just one chapter in the endless pages of human history, which remains largely unexplained. What other secrets await their time to be revealed and understood? We are only at the surface of the ocean of ancient wisdom, and who knows what other treasures are hidden beneath its waters, ready to share their stories with those who dare to dive into their depths. The dolmens of Liguria, these massive stone portals, silent sentinels of time, standing at the intersection of past and present, evoke in us a sense of awe and wonder. Located on the green slopes of the Italian Alps, they continue to guard their secrets, shrouded in legends and myths. Local residents have long believed that through these dolmens one could pass into other worlds, into parallel realities where time and space lose their meaning. But how did these grand constructions, created by the hands of ancient people, manage to retain their mystery over the course of millennia? The first mentions of dolmens can be traced back to the Neolithic era, when people began to cultivate the land and establish the first settlements. However, their true purpose remains unclear. Some researchers suggest that dolmens served as burial sites, while others believe they were used in rituals dedicated to the worship of gods or ancestral spirits. But what secrets do these powerful stone walls hide? How could our ancestors build such massive structures using only primitive tools? The sizes of dolmens vary, but some of them reach several meters in height and width, with their walls constructed from enormous stone slabs perfectly fitted together. How did they manage to lift and install such heavy blocks without modern technology? This question continues to puzzle archaeologists and historians. Studying dolmens, scientists have discovered numerous mysterious symbols and signs that may have been part of ancient rituals. But what do they mean? Some theories suggest that dolmens could have been unique astronomical observatories, allowing ancient people to observe stars and planets. However, how can this be reconciled with the myths about passing into other worlds? According to local residents, at night, when the moon illuminates the dolmens, strange sounds of whispers and murmurs can be heard, which seem to be echoes of long-forgotten rituals. Perhaps these are the voices of the ancient ones to whom we owe attention and respect. Do we have a chance to unravel their mysteries, or will they remain hidden in the darkness of history? Moreover, many researchers question whether there is a connection between the dolmens of Liguria and other megalithic monuments around the world. Could our ancestors, independently of each other, create similar structures based on a shared understanding of the universe and their role in it? Or is this merely a coincidental overlap, lacking a historical context? Delving into these reflections, we begin to realize that the dolmens of Liguria are just one of many mysteries hidden in the depths of our history. Embarking on a journey through the traces of ancient civilizations, we inevitably encounter questions for which there are no answers. How many secrets remain unsolved? Are there still dolmens waiting to be discovered, which could tell us about the past, beliefs, and hopes of people who left this world? We are only at the edge of a vast ocean of ancient wisdom, and each new discovery, each new question, plunges us deeper into the unknown waters of history. What other treasures and mysteries lie hidden beneath the veil of time, waiting to reveal their secrets to those who dare to tread this unexplored path? The Cromlech of Almendras, located in the picturesque Portugal, is one of the oldest megalithic structures in Europe, predating even the famous Stonehenge. This enigmatic complex, consisting of massive stone blocks, has remarkably preserved its mysteries over thousands of years. Local residents, from generation to generation, have passed down legends about living stones that, according to beliefs, can move at night, as if awakened by the ancient guardians. How did this happen? How did these massive monoliths, created by people who lived more than 5,000 years ago, manage to retain such a wealth of myths and histories? The Cromlech of Almendras, built from enormous granite blocks, is not only remarkable for its age, but also for its architectural symmetry. Each stone seems to have been carefully chosen and placed, creating a unique atmosphere of mystery. Some researchers assert that this cromlech may have served as an astronomical observatory, allowing ancient people to track the movements of celestial bodies. But how does this relate to the legends of the living stones? Perhaps the ancient builders attributed special significance not only to the stones themselves, but also to their relationships with the heavens, considering each star as a part of a great mosaic in which they played a unique role. But what does the idea of stones moving mean? Local residents tell stories that at night, under the silver light of the moon, one can hear strange whispers and cracks, which seem to echo ancient rituals. Some believe these are the spirits of ancestors trying to communicate with us, sharing their stories. How are these spirits connected to the mystery of the cromlech? Do we have a chance to unravel their secrets, or will they remain hidden in the mists of history? Like the dolmens of Liguria, the Cromlech of Almendras raises many questions to which scientists have not yet provided definitive answers. Some believe it was a burial site, while others suggest it was used for rituals connected to the worship of ancient gods. But what lies hidden behind its massive stones? These questions, like the structure of the cromlech itself, remain unanswered. Some researchers propose that the Cromlech of Almendras could be part of a vast network of megalithic monuments that once connected different cultures and peoples, making them part of a single whole. Could our ancestors, independently of each other, have created similar structures based on a shared understanding of the universe? Or was it merely a coincidence, devoid of deep historical context? Diving into these reflections, we begin to realize that the Cromlech of Almendras is just one of many mysteries hidden in the depths of our history. How many more secrets remain unexplored? Is there a connection between the cromlechs in different corners of Europe, perhaps built with the same purpose? We are only on the edge of a vast ocean of ancient wisdom, and each new discovery, each new question, plunges us deeper into the unknown waters of history. What other treasures and mysteries lie hidden beneath the veil of time, ready to reveal their secrets to those who dare to tread this uncharted path? Perhaps the answers to the questions that have tormented us for centuries lie hidden beneath these ancient stones. Mur de Valbona, situated in the picturesque mountains of Spain, is another example of a captivating enigma that continues to fascinate researchers and history enthusiasts. This ancient fortress wall, majestically standing on the slopes of hills, is shrouded in an aura of mystery and bewilderment. Officially, its origin remains undocumented, adding to its charm and intrigue. Local residents, with pride, recount their heritage, asserting that the wall possesses an extraordinary property. It grows on its own. How is this possible? How can a dead stone, created by human hands, continue to change and increase in size? Each stone of which this fortress is composed seems alive. At first glance, Mur de Valbona may appear to be a massive construction, but a more thorough examination reveals that it contains something more than just building material. Some researchers suggest that the mysterious changes could be linked to the peculiarities of the soil and vegetation, which might influence the structure of the wall, creating the illusion of its growth. But how to explain the fact that local residents have been passing down legends for centuries, claiming that the wall can take on new forms? In their stories, there is not only pride in their heritage, but also fear of something inexplicable. Who was the first builder of this fortress? Do forgotten civilizations exist in its history, leaving behind their secrets hidden under centuries of layers of history? Some scientists link Mur de Valbona to ancient cultures that might have used it for protection against external enemies. But no version can provide a definitive answer to its true purpose. Moreover, in the vicinity of the fortress, one can find numerous artifacts that do not fit into the usual picture. Strange symbols carved into the stones leave us with enigmatic messages from a distant past. What do they mean? Why were these signs chosen to be immortalized on the walls of the fortress? But this is not the only mystery hidden in this place. Delving into history, we encounter myths that Mur de Valbona was built under the influence of natural forces, or even as a result of interaction with other worldly beings. Perhaps the ancient builders sought to connect their fortress with the powers of nature, creating something greater than just a protective structure. Whatever the case, the study of this enigma may open new horizons in understanding our civilization and its relationships with the surrounding world. Some suggest that the mysterious connection between Mur de Valbona and similar structures may indicate the existence of a common cultural tradition that encompassed entire peoples. Perhaps the ancient peoples sought ways to interact with invisible forces that governed their lives. But can we truly believe that the wall can grow on its own? How to explain the strange changes that local residents notice? These questions remain open, just as the mystery hidden in the stones. With each new study and discovery, we get closer to solving these ancient riddles, but many of them may remain unanswered. How much more is hidden under the veil of time, ready to reveal its secrets to those who are willing to delve into the unknown? Are there other corners of the world with similar evidence waiting for their time? We stand on the threshold of uncovering grand mysteries that may change our understanding of the past. What other greatness and wisdom may be hidden in the depths of history? Menhir des Champs, located on the picturesque landscapes of France, represents yet another enigma that stirs the imagination of researchers and enthusiasts of antiquity. This gigantic stone, weighing more than 300 tons, is installed in a vertical position, evoking not only admiration, but also a multitude of questions. How did ancient people manage to move and install such a massive object without the use of modern technologies? What strength and skill did those who created this wonder possess? Imagine the scene. A group of people, possibly armed with only primitive tools, overcomes the difficulties to bring this colossus to its place. How could they organize such a grand work, requiring incredible strength, agility, and above all, knowledge? Some experts suggest that simple mechanisms, possibly wooden rollers or even systems of levers, could have been used to move the menhir. However, no matter how these theories are devised, they do not explain how such a heavy object was installed in a vertical position and remained stable for centuries. Among the local residents, there are many legends connected with this massive stone structure. Some of them say that the menhir was installed with the help of supernatural forces. Perhaps the ancient builders sought assistance from gods or spirits in creating this magnificent monument. But what if it is all just a myth? Or is there a grain of truth hidden in it, of which we are not aware? Remarkably, in the vicinity of Menhir des Champs, one can find other menhirs that, when viewed together, form mysterious geometric figures visible only from above. Some researchers suggest that these stones could have served not only ritual and ceremonial purposes, but also as astronomical orientation points. How could ancient people, without modern astronomical knowledge, arrange such complex constructions? What secrets are hidden in their arrangement? There are also more exotic theories linking the menhirs with ancient cults that might have had access to knowledge that has since been lost to time. Some suggest that these builders possessed advanced technological knowledge that was lost, and the menhirs themselves could be evidence of ancient technologies accessible only to the chosen few. But how can we explain the fact that such knowledge disappeared, leaving behind only silent stones that continue to guard their secrets? Comparing Menhir Dashan with other ancient structures, such as Stonehenge or the pyramids in Egypt, we can notice striking parallels. These monuments, despite their geographical distance, create a sense of a single ancient culture that has left us with its enigmas. But what were the purposes of these builders? What did they try to convey to their descendants through these massive stone structures? Each new answer only generates more questions. What were the customs and beliefs of the peoples who left these giant menhirs? What did they want to tell us, the inhabitants of the 21st century? Perhaps we are on the threshold of discovering new horizons, ready to reveal their secrets to those who dare to explore the unknown. How many more witnesses of ancient civilizations await their time to tell their stories? We continue to search, hoping that one day all these enigmas will be solved, and humanity will once again connect with the ancient knowledge and wisdom that, perhaps, still lie hidden beneath the veil of time. Transitioning from the grandiose menhirs of France to the mysterious cave temples of Valle d'Itria in Italy, we encounter yet another unsolved mystery of antiquity that captivates researchers and history enthusiasts with its enigmatic splendor. These underground cult complexes, carved into soft limestone, are not only remarkable for their architectural precision, but also for the atmosphere of mystery that envelops them, like a fog. How could ancient builders create such complex structures, taking into account both aesthetic and astronomical aspects? Many questions arise when looking at the walls of these temples, adorned with mysterious reliefs and symbols that may hold the keys to understanding ancient rituals and beliefs. What meaning did the creators invest in these works of art, and what were they trying to convey to future generations? Some researchers believe that the builders of Valle d'Itria possessed knowledge that has been lost over time and could have used technologies that modern science has yet to even suspect. How could they have carved such ideal geometric forms, considering that in that era there were no modern tools and technologies? No less intriguing is the notion that many scholars suggest these temples served not only as places of worship, but also as astronomical observatories. How could people living thousands of years ago correlate their rituals with the movements of celestial bodies? Perhaps this was part of an ancient wisdom that now seems inaccessible to us. The inner spaces of the temples are filled with the echo of forgotten voices, as if they continue to resonate in the silence. Each drop of water trickling down the stone walls can tell a story of sacred rituals that were performed here. But what was the true nature of these rituals? Research indicates that the structure of the temples was created with remarkable precision, suggesting the existence of a lost technology that allowed ancient builders to perform such complex calculations. Perhaps they used methods that seem mystical to us today. But what caused the disappearance of these knowledge? Why can we no longer restore the ancient practices that may have opened access to a higher understanding of the universe? There are many theories that Valle d'Itria could have been part of a larger network of underground temples connecting different regions of Italy. What was the purpose of creating such extensive cult complexes? Why did ancient builders create similar structures that seemed isolated from the world? Some researchers suggest that these could have been places where ancient priests performed secret rituals, passing down hidden knowledge to the chosen few. But what were these secrets, and how much could they have influenced the surrounding world? The mystery of Valle d'Itria continues to captivate attention, and despite numerous studies, many aspects remain unsolved. How is it that this ancient civilization, possessing such remarkable skills, left behind only silent stones that still guard their secrets? Thoughts of similar temples existing in other corners of the world plunge us into a state of expectation and anxiety. How many more such places, filled with riddles and puzzles, await discovery? From the ancient temples of Italy, we can move on to other mysterious artifacts left to us by our ancestors. What else does history hide, and what secrets can we uncover if we dare to look beyond the familiar? From the mysterious catacombs of Valle di Tria, we venture into the underground world of the catacombs located at the heart of Rome, the catacombs of Domitilla. These ancient subterranean passages, one of the oldest and most extensive Christian necropolises, immerse us in an atmosphere where every echoing corridor bathed in half-light can tell its own mysterious stories. How did it happen that these catacombs, whose age exceeds even the earliest written records of Christian communities, remained hidden from the eyes of the majority? Breathing in the cool, damp air, one can feel how time has stopped here, and each step along the narrow paths reminds us of long-gone epochs. Archaeologists studying these subterranean labyrinths often note that their concealment in the earth may not be coincidental. Why did early Christians seek refuge in such remote and inaccessible places? What were they trying to hide from the surrounding world, and what rituals were performed here in silence and darkness? It is interesting that the catacombs of Domitilla were named in honor of Saint Domitilla, who, according to tradition, suffered for her faith. This place became a sanctuary for many believers, and although its corridors are full of mysteries, one of the most intriguing peculiarities is that not only burials but also frescoes were found here, which may contain encrypted messages. How could ancient artists use their skills to convey such profound ideas within the confines of limited space? These images, rich in symbolism, may open doors to understanding what was happening in the minds and hearts of early Christians. But how can we be sure of their true meaning? Research shows that the catacombs were built not only as burial places, but also as safe havens for communities subjected to persecution. How could they create such complex structures, taking into account the limited resources of the time? The question arises of the interaction between different Christian communities that may have used these catacombs for secret meetings. What was their connection with other places of worship? Some researchers suggest that these underground passages could have been part of a broader network of Christian catacombs stretching across all of Italy. But what happened to these other places? And how many more secrets do they hide in their depths? No less mysterious is the fact that the catacombs of Domitilla remained unnoticed and unexplored for a long time. The restoration of their history turned into a real detective investigation that continues to this day. How did it happen that such an important place for Christian history remained in the shadows? It is possible that this is connected with the fact that the catacombs were forgotten over centuries, until modern science paid attention to them. But what were the consequences of this oblivion for the legacy of early Christians? Each passage, each niche in the catacombs breathes history. But despite all the efforts of researchers, many aspects of their past remain unexplained. What else do these dark corridors hide? And what secrets, perhaps, await their discovery? There are many theories about the use of catacombs, but the truth remains in the shadows. How many more similar places are hidden beneath the earth, waiting for their time to reveal their secrets? Transitioning from the catacombs to other mysterious artifacts, we again encounter questions about how much more unknown lies at the border between history and myth. What heritage did our predecessors leave us? And how many more secrets does the world hold that we may never fully understand? As we approached the conclusion of our exciting journey through the enigmas of ancient civilizations, it is important to remember that Europe is not just modern cities and picturesque resorts, but also a continent full of mysteries hidden in its depths. From the catacombs of Domitilla to magnificent temples and mysterious artifacts, each page of history here is shrouded in an atmosphere of mystery and the unknown. We saw how ancient cultures left traces that still provoke questions among researchers and history enthusiasts. How is it that many of these places and objects remain unsolved to this day? Perhaps it is because history itself is full of gaps that we strive to fill. But each attempt only leads to new questions. How many more secrets await discovery in the underground labyrinths, on forgotten hills, or among the ruins of once great cities? Perhaps among the fragments and abandoned monuments lie the keys to understanding our history, which we have yet to find. What ancient legends, perhaps, are waiting for their time to be told? Every day, when we step onto the earth where once great civilizations flourished, we touch their legacy, and this legacy is filled with unsolved mysteries. Thank you for being with us on this journey through historical and mystical places on the planet. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and write in the comments which ancient structure or mystery you would like to see with your own eyes. We will be happy to embark on new adventures with you, revealing mystical places and their secrets. Remember, the world is full of the unknown, and each new discovery can lead us to even more amazing mysteries waiting for their time. What other secrets does our planet hide?